and today I'm going to do a product overview for you guys on the beautiful Roby Chief Wood Cookstove. Love the Chief Wood Cookstove. The Roby line is the first EPA-Approved wood cookstove. Now this model, they have 6 different models. That's going to vary depending on the option selected, okay? So you can get the stove as is without a backsplash in the warming oven, and then also without the side reservoir that's shown on the side. That would be available. The Elda would be the model shown with the pedestal base down here. And then the Marmitten is going to be the same stove, but on legs instead of the pedestal base. So then likewise, you can go up, you can add the backsplash in the warming oven without the side reservoir, okay? On the pedestal model, that is going to be called the Queeze-Tot. On the other model, again with backsplash, warming oven, no water reservoir, that would be the Cook LX. The difference is going to be the Cook LX is on legs instead of the pedestal base. Then we have our third model, which is shown here right now. Again, should have the backsplash in the warming oven. That would be called the Chief on this model, or it is called the Circio model, which would be available on legs instead of the pedestal base. So here, we're going to have your firebox, your baking oven, and your warming oven. Your Ashpan is located directly below in this closed department. You do have removable lids on the top of the stove. However, they do not provide access to a direct flame. Your firebox door is going to be your handle here. It is fully gasketed. You do have reburn tubes located at the top of the firebox, which keeps it highly efficient, as well as an air wash system, which keeps your glass burning clean. Your oven is going to be fully gasketed as well to keep it airtight. This stove is pretty unique because it actually has one of the lowest clearance to combustibles on the stove itself. You can see it does have this built-in heat shield. So this rear heat shield actually gives you a 2 1/4 inch clearance off a combustible wall. So that's a pretty cool selling point. You do need to be using a double wall chimney to be able to maintain those clearances. Other than that, you do have your damper control located right here. This is going to be your oven control. So you only want to activate the oven when you are actually baking the stove. So on this model, you do have 2 damper controls. Your oven controls will be located on the top, and you do have an air control located under the firebox. So when you're starting your fire, it's important that this is going to be pulled all the way out, and that's what's going to bring the combustion air into the firebox. So I kind of like this because it hides the damper control, but it might not be directly obvious, so I just want to point that out. You do have to open up this. But it does give the stove a very nice clean look without a lot of lines and knobs and things hanging off the stove. You do also have an oven clean out located directly below the oven that is accessible from the front of the stove. So you can clean the oven directly from the front here. You can remove the lids off the top, scrape it down to the sides, and get a shop vac in and vacuum it all out. Here we do have the water reservoir. So this is pretty small. I think it's like 2 gallons if I remember correctly. It's stainless steel. It does have a removable lid. So this is how you're manually going to fill it. The water will get hot with the radiant heat off the side of the stove. Even though it is a very small amount of water, your heat output on the water could vary depending on the temperature you're running the stove. So if you're running it on super low all the time, I mean, it could take days to heat the 2 gallons of hot water. Located at the bottom of the water reservoir is your spigot. So this is pretty nice. It's all totally hidden in here. Comes with a nice little water spigot, enough room to get a bucket down there or whatever. It does come with a glass door, but it gives it kind of that nice finished look. This is really nice for people who don't like to see stuff hanging off the stove. The stove just looks really nice and clean. The fit and finish on this stove is just beautiful. Like when it arrived here, everybody that was helping move it was like, oh my gosh, this stove is just gorgeous. So just definite attention to detail. I always say that about Roby. I think, you know, French Canadians are just kind of known to be that way, like perfectionists with really great attention to detail, and it shows in their product. So they offer a wonderful warranty. They back their product because they know that they're producing a really excellent cook stove. So the door slides down nicely. It does have a spring control to keep it from falling. Fully gasketed door, nice thick glass on the oven. And the inside of your oven is going to be a stainless steel. You do have 5 different levels to place your oven rack, but the stove does only come with 1 rack. One thing I do like about this particular rack is the oven rack does come all the way to the front, which I feel like just kind of gives you a little extra room. But not just that, like when you slide the weight of your food forward, you're not gonna flip the oven rack up. So I really like that feature. So this is a big oven. So I'm gonna show you, I have a turkey pan. All right, so I moved the oven rack down from the second of the top, and fits perfect. I mean, I still have an extra inch above my pan and a little bit of room left on the side. I could potentially angle this sideways and even get another small dish in here. So I really love the size of this baking oven. If you are really into baking, this is a definite like wood baker's dream for sure. So located below the stove in the pedestal area is actually going to be your ash pan. So most people don't realize that. You do have some air space below your ash pan here, but basically that just pops open and then your ash pan slides right out. Now this is a pretty decent size ash pan, so that's a pretty cool feature. You definitely won't have to empty your ashes very often, so that's kind of cool. I like that on this particular model stove. All right, looking inside the Firebox on the JA Roby, you can see the air tubes. The back of the Firebox is fire brick lined, the sides and the bottom. There are 5 air tubes at the top of the box. So those air tubes are your secondary combustion reburn. You do have a full brick on top of that, and then an insulation barrier. Bottom of your Firebox, you do have an ash plug located right there. That's going to dump right into the bottom of the ash box. Firebox door is very nicely gasketed. I really like that when they use a good quality gasket. Sometimes you get a stove in and it's brand new and the gasket's like already starting to fray. So I do like that JA Roby uses a good quality gasket here. And then you can see the nice gasket material on the bottom of the oven as well. So I was saying there's so much room in this oven. Okay, I have this turkey pan in here. I'm able to fit another loaf of bread because the rack comes all the way to the front. And then you could put another like cookie sheet or, you know, something like that on the bottom. And so much stuff. I mean, you could make a meal for your entire family, whether it's extended, a holiday, or if you have 10 children, you know. Really great baking oven on this model. If you guys do find our videos to be helpful, if you guys are learning and you like them, please give our videos a thumbs up. Share them with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. The more likes, the more subscribers we get, the more videos we'll continue to make for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. God bless and have a wonderful day.